Thank you for listening to JC Radio Podcast. We're fans of music, movies, shows, and all things entertainment. So, first off, before I go into explaining when and where and what time this was recorded and who I'm with, I must apologize. I did something embarrassing, and I realized it early, but not early enough. I forgot to turn on my microphone in the beginning of the interview. Now, thank goodness for the Zoom H4n Pro, which is, of course, what I use when I interview people. It is an amazing piece of recording equipment. And because of it, you are able to hear me, not as clear as later in the interview. However, it's enough that you can still hear the question. But no matter what, I made sure that their microphone was on. I made sure that their levels were good. And they're the important ones anyway. So, hope you enjoy this interview. This episode of JC Interviews was recorded March 15th, 2019. In Omaha, Nebraska at the Lookout Lounge, where we meet the local punk band, the Scabby Ghouls. Now, the Scabby Ghouls actually play a lot at the Lookout Lounge, and let me just describe to you what the Lookout Lounge is really quick. Picture this, a strip mall, just different stores or different businesses and whatnot. You have a mattress firm, you have a barber shop, and a hairdressing place, and I think there's a battery place there. I really don't remember. And in the strip mall, it just goes straight and then 90 degrees into an L. And if you don't know the Lookout Lounge is there, you'll pass it. And all of a sudden, you're in a Red Lobster parking lot. If you look at the 90-degree point of the strip mall turning into an L, in that back corner is the Lookout Lounge. And it is a super cool, super chill place. You walk into the Lookout Lounge, and you gotta, of course, go through security because safety first. And it's just this nice little lounge area with a bar in the middle. And in the far back wall is a couch, chairs to sit, and a pool table. And if you look over to your left as you walk in, there is a giant opening. And you walk through there, and it's just an open space with a small stage. And that is the Lookout Lounge. It is very cool. And I don't know how else to really describe it than cool, awesome, and chill. What I also like about it is that it's still got the underground feeling to it. I mean, it's very public, and you could, of course, look it up, Google it, or however you look up stuff. Check them out on Facebook. But they're still very underground, and they still have huge bands there. In fact, that was where we interviewed Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein, which is also where we first saw the Scabby Ghouls live. I found an interest in them. Scabby Ghouls is a local punk band, and they have kind of a different sound to them. They're still very punk. But to me, they have more of a old school punk sound. If you check out their music on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, you'll know what I'm talking about. But enough of me chatting. Here is the Scabby Ghouls, Omaha, Nebraska, at the Lookout Lounge. So, we are here at the Lookout Lounge in Omaha, Nebraska. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
With the Scabby Ghouls. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hey.
Let me turn this up a bit. That way, if you say a snarky comment, we will catch it.
Okay.
So, all right, so who am I with today? What are your guys' names real quick?
I'm Denise Hazard.
Louis Hazard.
I'm Alex Steffens.
I'm Nate.
All right, hi, Nate.
Just Nate.
Sweet,
Like Cher.
Nate. Awesome.
He doesn't need a last name.
And what do you guys do? You're the lead singer, Denise.
Yeah, yep, and I play rhythm guitar.
And rhythm guitar. All right.
Yeah,
Who's
yep.
lead guitar?
That'd be Louis here.
Louis.
And then Alex on bass.
So,
Nate on drums.
Nate.
The backbone.
Awesome. So, real quick, very cliche question, but with a name like you guys have, I'm very curious. How did you come up with the Scabby Ghouls?
I mean, originally we wanted to be, I think, the Ghouls, but that was already taken by like a really awesome punk band, so we were like, right. And then we thought maybe the Scabs, but that was already taken, and so we said, hey, you know what? I got an idea here. Put them together, and we just kind of started saying it as a joke, and after a while we're like, why not? Let's just use that. But
it's kind of like, you ever watch Parks and Recs?
yes. Love that show.
Mouse Rat.
Mouse Rat, yeah.
So you guys are the Mouse Rat of our time.
Right?
That's awesome. Punk rock, of course. I've always found it very interesting listening to your guys' music that you guys have more of a classic punk rock sound.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me not quite of the not like Blink-182 stuff like that, but more older than that, like like the Misfits, I guess, type deal. So I guess where does your guys' influence come from, really, when it comes to writing music?
I mean, I would say definitely the Misfits are a huge influence. We also we really love Black Flag. We love the Clash. I'm a huge fan of the Clash. The Dead Kennedys. We also love. I mean, we like a lot of other stuff too. Like we like some Dick Dale and I don't know. You guys think of anybody else you want to shout out?
Yeah, Reverend Horton Heat. And
Black Sabbath. Totally. Yeah.
So, do you guys now, on your personal time, do you guys listen to more than just rock and roll? Do you guys go into different genres of music which influence your writing style?
Yeah, I like to listen to, I love the old punk rock stuff, but I'm also very into extreme metal. I love death metal and 80s thrash metal, Slayer and Anthrax and stuff like that. And I like to listen to old blues music sometimes, like John Lee Hooker and Howlin' Wolf and stuff. Yeah, what else? What do you like?
I like a lot of kind of synth stuff. I love 80s, new wave, Depeche Mode and The Cure and Tears for Fears. Just kind of anything from the 80s that was alternative. I'm all about that. And lately I've been getting super into vaporwave or synthwave, which is just kind of weird synth music, but it's really very chill. I like music that's very chill when I'm at home because punk gets me too excited, so I need to calm down sometimes.
How long have you guys been a thing?
We've been a band for right around 2 years. We started, it was been June
of 2017.
Yeah,
June 2017.
So
What was your guys' first gig?
our first gig was at a place called the Down Under. We actually played an entire set of just covers.
Yeah, for 15 of our friends. It was kind of amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we actually had a touring band that we were supporting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the singer got naked. It was great.
Whoa, hey.
It was so fun. Those guys are great, too.
You guys aren't going to get naked, are you?
Stiff middle fingers. Yeah, we got.
Is Nate going to get naked?
I mean, we are in the green room.
Wow.
So.
Oh, shoot. It's only audio. I could be like, Nate is...
Nate is suddenly completely naked.
Nate's naked. Okay, that's
happened.
cool.
Good job, Nate.
Such a Nate thing to do.
Yeah.
So you guys just released an album, correct? What's the album called?
It's
Self-titled.
yeah.
Scabby Ghouls?
Scabby
Okay.
Ghouls.
Simple for number one.
Keep it. All right, awesome. You can't just call it Keep It Simple for number one. So one of the songs you guys have on there, I saw on Facebook, is what I gathered was influenced by Freddy Krueger.
Yes,
Correct.
definitely. It's called Dreddy Krueger.
Are you guys really big on the whole horror scene?
I'll let Denise answer that.
Oh, okay.
I am for sure. Yeah, I've loved pretty much everything horror related since I was really small. So I loved watching Are You Afraid of the Dark? I loved reading Goosebumps, and then that kind of grew into Stephen King and horror movies and just got kind of darker. And yeah, I said that. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yeah, and we can't forget to give a shout out to Are You Afraid of the Dark. It's probably one of the single greatest television shows ever made for children.
That is the only Nickelodeon show that ever gave me nightmares. So.
Yeah, I know adults who still have fears based on episodes of that show today, who are I don't go in dark water because of that episode where the guy drowns him in the pool.
Yeah, the pool episode with that. I don't know what it was
That was so scary.
Like a Chewbacca skeleton looking
Yes. Dude, no joke. I watched it recently. I'm still a little afraid. I'm not going to lie.
That thing made Jaws look like a punk.
Right?
You know? It's
Though nothing tops Bobcat Goldthwait wearing purple pajamas.
Oh, yes.
It was just so creepy.
That's the best.
Oh, man.
So who's your favorite horror character then?
Ooh. Wait, that's a tough call. I really like Michael Myers. He's just the classic babysitter slasher, It was kind of one of the first ones I think I saw when I was young, and so there's just something very unsettling about somebody not running at you, but very slowly walking towards you, and you know that they're after you. He never runs. He just slowly is I'm gonna get you. Whenever I get there, you're gonna be dead.
Who does the music writing and or the lyric writing in the group?
I write a lot of the riffs that start the songs, and then Alex and Nate write their own bass section stuff. Rhythm section stuff, on the bass and the drums. Denise has also contributed a handful of guitar ideas, and then she writes almost all the lyrics.
Okay.
Like all the lyrics, pretty much. I contributed lyrics to the first song, but
when you start thinking about the starting riff, what was that process like, I guess?
Writing songs for me is a thing that comes and goes, and I can rarely plan. If I might get something started if I sit down and say I want to write a song, but usually it's an inspiration that just comes every few months, and I'll get into this really a state where I'm just like playing guitar for 8 hours and I'm obsessed with it. I'm really into it. When you're just like in the zone or whatever. So it's kind of it's a fugazi. It just comes whenever it wants to. It's not something I can really have a lot of control of.
I got you.
But luckily, it comes often enough. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, like usually he'll bring ideas to me, and we'll kind of piece it all together, write transitions, and then bring it to them, and then they add their parts, and then add the lyrics, and it's done. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but everybody contributes to the sound.
Yeah.
So do you guys? Do they just give you what they have, and then you're just like, well, I'll write a bass line for it, and then you're like, I'll do a drum line for it then, or?
Yeah, for the most part.
2 of the songs have originated with Alex's verse.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which songs?
Knife Fight.
Yeah, Knife Fight, and then
That we're working on now.
and then you got a new one. It's
That one's heavy.
it's as heavy.
And I mean, from a drummer's perspective, I guess for me, when you work with musicians that are, they have good songwriting instincts, and it's easy for me to just know right away what's going to sound good with what they bring to the table. So I pretty much hear something the first time, and I'm ready to lay down something in the vein of this, and I kind of look to them for the approval. And is that kind of what you guys are feeling? And we almost always kind of come right down to, yep, that's perfect.
We always do. Nate's an excellent drummer.
And then for me, it's just a matter of, I start learning the vocal lines and where do I want to accent things, where do I want to throw in cues, especially when you have practices and I kind of hear, okay, there's a rough spot here. Maybe I want to change a fill to make sure that everybody lands in the right spot. You're kind of doing that backstage conductor thing when you play the drums,
Yeah.
So it's more that than it ever really is songwriting in a punk band,
I got you. Yeah.
You can really change the feel of the whole band.
Yeah.
Which, going back to something you talked about, the older punk influence, I'm sure that I bring a lot of that to the table because I am kind of the old guy. And, I grew up on my dad's Led Zeppelin records, and then once I first started finding my own music, it was uncles listening to the Dead Kennedys, Suicidal Tendencies, and then my own generation of punk was finding later Black Flag stuff, Rancid, Pennywise, that kind of early '90s, where it's just still booming, loud kind of stuff, the pre-Blink 182 pop punk kind of an era. And so when anybody asks me to play punk, it's going to be a little more aggressive, I guess. Yeah.
I got you.
There's always, with punk and rock, there's always an underground scene that never has relented a single time since these genres came around. And whether or not people are aware of it, but it's always been there,
Yeah. Well, like I said, punk rock's always got the underground scene. What I love about that is even big punk bands are still about that. For instance, I saw you guys when you opened for Doyle. Doyle's a legend, but he's playing here at the Lookout Lounge. So, turning into this question, what was that like opening for Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein?
It was insane. He looks like an action figure that's come to life, not a real person. Yeah. So when you see him, he's literally larger than life, and you're like, oh my god, he's really here in our bar that we play at all the time. It was insane. We're on the same stage, and he's going to be on there in a little bit. It was surreal. It was amazing.
It was absolutely an honor. It's one of those, I love every show that we play. And sometimes, there are things I like about locals only shows that are a lot of fun, but those are one of those. That's one of those moments, that you always think about, you always tell people about. I mean, I'll brag about that for the rest of my life.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I love your guys' pictures where it's you guys playing, but you see Doyle's banner in the background.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm that is the coolest thing I could see for a band. I could only imagine how you guys feel when you guys see that.
Yeah, It was an honor.
That's really cool. People really couldn't believe us. They were like, what? How? How did you do that? We don't know. We don't know how we did it either.
Yeah,
we
honestly
have no idea.
Someone called us you want to play for Doyle, or?
I think, did you talk to somebody?
I don't know. I think I said yes before I even asked the band if we wanted to
Somebody
play it.
asked us, and we were like, absolutely yes.
Yeah, of course.
So you guys had that book before I even started playing with you.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Somebody offered,
Wait,
a long time
when
ago.
did you join the band?
I've been, about a year and a half now, maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the first year, we had a different room.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We just had scheduling conflicts.
Oh, okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense. So, and you got Nate, who's completely naked right now,
God, Nate.
and no one could prove us wrong.
Out of control.
Gosh, man.
So wild.
Just so
Make
Out of
us look like
control.
deviants.
I'm not gonna lie, I just noticed your lime green pants. So
How awesome are
I
they?
can't
Right.
I can't get over it. Are you wearing that on stage?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at
Dude.
his shoes, too.
So
Leopard print.
we got the leopard print shoes,
Yeah.
the lime green jeans,
That's right.
and the bright pink shirt. Oh, double
Yeah,
bright pink
matching
shirts.
shirts.
Yo, guys, buy the bright pink Scabby Shouls shirt
Yeah.
right now. How much is it?
I think there's only two.
These are the only two.
Oh, those are the only
There's
two?
only two that exist.
You, if you see these guys on the streets,
Right, and mug them,
steal it
take
from
their
them
shirt.
right now.
I think we're trying to get people excited about them so they start demanding pink shirts.
I'm already excited about them. They never make pink shirts for guys, and I love pink.
Dude,
Yeah, we are going to
Yeah.
make some. I think the guy that does our shirts just had these two laying around.
Yeah.
yeah. But we want to order a batch.
You guys should.
Yeah, if anybody wants one, let us know. We'll put your name on a list.
We'll make it
He's,
happen.
he's dropping off more shirts tonight already.
As I let them know, don't know how to get a hold of them. Let me know, and I will let them know.
Yes.
And then Nate will personally
I'll deliver.
deliver.
To your house.
Clothes optional.
Right.
Those options.
in a little rowboat.
In a gondola. And just be like, "Hello."
Get one of those CO2 shirt cannons. Like, hey, a pound. We're not paying for the window. Just roll away. That's awesome. Well, I mean, we're about out of time, but if there's anything about the band that you guys would like everyone to know, what is it right now?
I think we're gonna be going on tour this summer. Definitely around the Midwest, so we'll be trying to hit some of the bigger cities. I think we want to hit Kansas City, maybe like Denver, Chicago.
I got you.
So we'll be announcing that hopefully within the next like month or two. We'll get our dates figured out, but yeah, be on the lookout for that. We'll have new and exciting merch coming out also soon.
Sweet. Where can we listen to the album?
Almost anywhere you can buy music. Where is it? Spotify,
Yeah,
iTunes.
you name it. We go through DistroKid.
Okay.
And so they put it up on, like, anywhere you listen to music, anywhere you buy music. You just type in Scabby Ghouls. It's probably going to be there.
It's on Amazon.
Amazon, Spotify, Bandcamp. If you want to buy it, Bandcamp is what really gives bands probably the most revenue back. If you really want to support locals, Bandcamp is a great site for that kind of thing. But even, I don't care, whatever. Stream it for free. Find it on YouTube.
We just want you to listen to
Yeah,
it.
Burn
just
copies.
listen to it.
Give
Burn
it to your
copies.
friends. We don't care.
Steal it. We don't care. Just
All right.
Just hear it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so what is a Scabby Ghoul?
A Scabby Ghoul is a methamphetamine addict who goes through like abandoned houses and whatnot and steals things like copper tubing to sell to buy drugs. So like in the song Freddy Krueger, Freddy Krueger's pissed off because he's trying to go around and kill people in their dreams, but nobody will sleep because they're all tweaking on methamphetamine. So he's walking around all dejected and sad looking.
They should make that that should be the plot for the next movie.
Yeah, it should be. It really should.
Hey, thanks for that last minute.
Yeah, absolutely.